Hello, this is ResilanBearcat, and welcome to our Apollo Let's Play series of Dyson Sphere Program. Okay, we're back, and as you can see here, as I'm standing here, you can see that we have solar cells being produced. If we look at the monitor that's on here, we can see that this is actually coming in at 720 cargoes a minute, or 12 per second. That is actually how much I'm producing right now. I've actually kind of just verified and checked on things that we were making sure we had everything that we needed. We are making 12 per second of the blue stuff over here. It's actually, I think, it's backed up now because it's actually full, and producing the items that are needed. We are bringing in from the logistics station the items that we need there. But we don't have solar panels in here. Let's drop some drones in there. We're not sending anything off. Well, yeah, we are too. We've got we told it can request things remotely, so we're going to put that in there. So what we're going to do today is go start building our Dyson Swarm. Now, I'm going to admit something to you. This is the first time I've ever built a Dyson Swarm, so if things don't work out real well or they don't work correctly, well, yeah, that's just kind of part of the equation. So what we are going to do is we are going to come in right here in the in this particular case. What I'm going to do is we're going to grab some of these panels, and in this case, I am going to put down the panels in a particular color. For some of this kind of stuff. So what we'll do is we will expand these a little bit to be the size of these right here. We're going to come right here and change the color of these things. I am going to change the color to be as dark gray. And we're going to go all the way around the polar cap here doing this. As you can see, things are filling in. And what we intend to do is we're going to build our ray guns up here and our solar receivers up here. And I've got an idea for where I'm going to put them, and if I don't like it, we'll move them. That's going to be the plan. So this dark ring right here that I'm doing first, this is going to be where I put the receivers, and then I'm going to put on the spring down below that. I'm going to put and possibly even on the ring above it, we're going to put the guns, and we'll see what I do about the guns. I might change my mind. We might put the guns in the ring that I'm currently doing, but the idea is to get these. We're going to pack this region out. All right, now that's coming all the way around here. Now let's change back to this default and do the next ring. It's certainly easier to see that color, isn't it? As we are in summer zone, this is going to be in the light right now. So we're doing 2 rings here. Let's see here. We get that filled in. We get that filled in, and then I'm going to go back to this dark thing and do one set. We'll just go around one thing here. Like that. And then the cap right here, we're going to level it out as well. Alright, but we're not going to put anything in there. Okay, so the way I'm going to do this is, first things first, I'm going to take that out. And I'm going to come in here, and I am going to put the Interstellar Logistics Station right here on this pole. Now, this will be the North Pole since it's summertime. I didn't really look at that. Yep, that's the North Pole. Alright, now with that in there, part of what we are going to do is now I want these guns to go around this zone and see what I can do about putting in the ray guns for this. So let's see on the power. Well, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. Dyson Sphere Program. Here we go. EM rail ejector. Now, with these things are pretty good size, and I think I'm going to put them. I think the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to buildings in the muzzle rotation. Okay. We're going to take these buildings out. And we're going to see, I believe I can bring that all the way over into there. Let's get it as close there as I can. Well, and we will put that there. That'll power it up, and I actually don't like that. So let's do that the opposite way around. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come here, put 2 of those there. That way I've got a little charging station. Then I'm going to come up here and stick 1 there. And we're just doing this for symmetry, not because it's necessary, and just because I like things to be balanced, and that looks balanced. Okay, now with that, I'm going to put some of these other stations in, just like I did there. So interesting. They're not quite on the same. Component there. Oops, that was not what I wanted. Actually, that is what I wanted. It's only 2 over. That's 2 over, but why didn't that connect over to this one? Send them that one. Huh. Because this one is off center slightly. It should be there. Ah, look at there. And then these are in the wrong place. So, you may wonder what I'm doing. I'm just being a little bit OCD. Not the first time I'm a bit OCD about something. I'm putting down these towers just for the look of it, but it does give me a place to come up here and stand. If I want to charge up, I've got a number of places here to stand. Okay, and then this one right here is also not in the right place. It should be right there. And now everything is connected. I've got all these little blue power lines, very nice. Now we're going to put the rail guns down, and that's in the Dyson Sphere Program. So we come over here, and I want to make sure there's nothing in the building. Yeah, there's nothing in the building here. So what I want is, I want this thing on that line right there. And then, let's see. I think I'm going to come over here, even though it's a little bit further apart than I have to put them. That's where I'm going to put them at, right there. On these lines. Is that right? No, it's not. I got those off a little bit. Right to my Dyson Sphere Program. I wonder if I can, let's see. Go there. Okay, now these things fire ejection speed is 20 per minute, so it'll do that is 20 per 60, so that is 1 every 3 seconds. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to come down here, and the solar cells are going to, let's think about this for a minute. I'm going to need splitters. I'm going to need a bunch of splitters. And I'm going to put the splitters in right here. Well, you can't drag and drop these things. Bloody hell. So I have to do them one at a time. Okay, well, we will do this and we'll be back. Okay, and we're back. And what we're doing now is we are going to be doing local demand on the solar cells. Let's only bring in 2,500 up here. There's no reason to bring thousands of them up here. Let's do this right here, where we'll put in some drones here. I'm not going to put any logistics vessels here right now. We don't have anything that's actually going out that I'm planning to warp out right now. This is just local demand. This will be remote storage, so I don't want anything going out of here. These are going to be my solar cells, and what we're going to do is let's get it firing. Now this will be on the North Pole, and then we're going to do the same thing on the South Pole that we've just done here. In fact, I'm going to copy this and take this down to the other one. Now, we're going to power each one of these by taking a blueprint here, too close to the emitter. Let's see, how close can it be and still cover it? It can be there. That's too close, that's too close. Okay, well, let's see. Stop it. This might be a place that calls for these things, satellite stations, but I don't have any of those, so we are going to have to do this. If we do this one, yeah, that one doesn't have as big of a range as these do. Okay, with that in mind, we're going to want one there. . One there. One there. One there. Okay. Well, we'll just ring the planet for these things. It'll look good. Whether or not it's necessary or not is beside the point. Now, for some reason, I can't drag these. It'd be nice if I could, but it is not allowing me to do that. And I haven't set up the Dyson Swarm yet. That is what we're going to do next. Once we have all these things powered. They're powered. They've got solar cells. So let's get the swarm set up and ejecting. We don't have any emitters yet, but we don't need any emitters yet either, so that's perfectly okay. So what we want to do is go into the Dyson Swarm here, and what we're going to do is each one of these is going to be doing a solar cell to orbit 1, but the orbit has not been set yet, so we need to actually go to our Dyson Sphere here and set the planet. So let's see, if we come in here, this is the solar capacity and our solar generation. We have over here an add an orbit, so we can add an orbit here. Remove all solar cells, optimize solar cells memory, orbit radius. So that's a pretty good size. Longitude. I have no idea how that is in relation to where I'm at. Whoops, it went away. Okay, that's just putting things in at random. So let's see. Let's get back out of there. Let's take a look at our map for a minute. Orbiting the star. Let's take a look at it out here like this. So we're on the inner planet here, and this right here, and where we're at. And if I bring this up on level, we are slightly below the plane. It is very slight. So if we have a orbit around this thing, I don't know. So let's go to the Dyson Sphere right here. Let's add this orbit in. Let's do an orbit inclination of about 50. Let's do 25% there on the orbit inclination. The orbit radius, I think, is fine. The longitude, I don't know what that actually would do. This whole thing. Would be really nice if we had just optimize it. I do not know what I want to do. I'm going to stop world time. Might as well let things pause while I'm thinking about this and while I'm doing this. So this is the point here where I haven't done anything. We want to generate the Dyson Swarm. We are on a pretty flat plane, so I think getting this up on the orbit will keep it where we can fire at it. We should be able to fire at it at all times, I think. I don't know. All right, we're going to create that. It's over here. Now, where am I at, and where is the planet in relation to this? It would be nice if I could see the planet. If it was here, if I knew what I was looking at. Is that what I'm aiming at over there to do that? If that is the case, I might want it. Well, no, I mean, that would be as I orbit the sun, I would be aiming at a different place all the time. Okay, so we're going to go with that right there. That is going to be our orbit 1. We're only going to have one orbit at the moment. And we are going to come in here and we're going to tell it to do orbit 1. And that is below the horizon. It's not letting me shoot at it. But we'll see what happens here as I go around. And why does it not let me copy this? Too far to operate. Really? Settings pasted. None of these things are firing. That's not a good sign. We're in summertime, we can see, which means the thing that it is below the horizon, and that's a problem. Let's go ahead and get my power poles the rest of the way around. Somehow I missed getting, whoops, getting these things set up. Okay, now all of that's in there. Yeah, and that's so my first attempt at the swarm has failed, and that is because the angle, the target pitch angle is 6, the target yaw angle. That thing should be firing. It has no solar cells. That would be because I've not hooked it up. Okay, it should be firing. That's not the problem. So why won't that connect? Collide with another object. Huh. Okay. Well, let's take some of these things out here. It is not working there. It is not working there. Alright. What am I missing here? Alrighty. Well, I am completely confused here now about this. I thought I would put one of those in there, and you would think that you would draw a belt in there. But it says it collides. So it does not take a belt. Does it? It must take a... Okay. Alright, well, now I get it. Yeah, I certainly get it now. It requires a... Well, I'm assuming I get it. I think it will require a connection. Okay, so let's do this way. I will bring this to here, and then circle it around this way, like this. Like that. Continuing on around there like that. And bring that onto that belt. There we go. And then let's see if I am correct. I am. We'll also see if these things start firing here as I get them hooked up. These look like they might be below the horizon at the moment. So just hooking all these little things up would be sort of nice if these things, if the belt would just run through here and they would just take them off the belt. On a thing like this with the items in here, and since they're so big, would be kind of nice. Oh, of course, that means the power is going to have to be on the inside. Let's see. Okay, and I just saw a solar cell go off. We have our first solar cell heading to orbit. And let's see here. Whoops, that was not in line. with where I wanted those things. There we go. There we go. Let's see here. Autosave. Like a diamond in the sky. Okay, now then I am going to dismantle these on the outside. I wasn't happy with those anyway. And we'll see what kind of fire rate we get. And then I seriously am going to just copy this into a blueprint. And we're going to go to the southern pole and drop this thing down. But before we do that, we need to be doing some collectors. Now the collectors are going to be here in the middle. We're in winter zone now, so hey, we do have 4 or 5 even in wintertime firing. That's actually good news. I actually am happy to see that. So let's come back into here and do our receivers. And let's see how we're going to do the receivers. I'm going to put one there. One there. Well, on this, I can only get no, that's not what I want. Alright, we have a ray receiver. That's a milestone. But I don't like the positioning of these things yet. So let's close. Oops, wrong thing. So we have a couple of milestones. Our first ray receivers we're doing. We're going to start over with that. We're going to come up here. It collides with another object. I'm going to try to bring this down to right here, and I want to try to get 3 of them in there. Okay, that worked. I can get 3 in there. Very good. Hoping to get 12 of these things in. What am I colliding with? Huh. Let's see. I'm trying to get these in here. That was the item there. Yeah, nice. So I've got 12 of these ray receivers in here. Now the Dyson swarm won't be very big right now. We will turn the research back on, and it was turned off for some reason. And we'll get the research running again, but this is our Dyson swarm. We get plenty of solar cells coming in. We got, how many guns do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we've got 16 guns that can fire. And it looks like I've got, in the wintertime, I've got 5 of them firing. So this will be good. This is going to produce hopefully this is going to produce a lot of power. It won't be producing a lot right now. We're at 354. It's there. But our Dyson Sphere, we do have 38.6 per minute. That number will go up as we research some of the other things, ray transmission efficiency and solar life. As we get solar life, as they live longer, that'll actually make this thing work well. Now I've got 8 more of these things. So I've got 12 of these. I don't have enough ray receivers only. I will need to get some more ray receivers before we put the blueprint in on the South Pole. But that'll be for our next episode. We have our Dyson swarm is going into effect. And if we turn around and we look, we can begin to see the beginning of the swarm going around the planet as we're firing at that. I'm very happy with this. My very first Dyson swarm is up and running. So this will hopefully this will solve our problems with power pretty quickly. One of the things we will be doing is very shortly is we will be making additional graviton lenses. That'll be one of the next things that we start doing, so that we can actually put the graviton lenses in the ray receivers. That way they can collect power even when they're below the horizon. So that'll be one of the next things. But here in the summer pole, even in the winter zone, we're still getting a good bit of power here. So that's good. All right, guys, we'll see you next time. And I will have the materials on hand to create a blueprint out of this, and we will build it on the South Pole. That is all for today's video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to hit the like button and leave a comment to let me know what you think. Please subscribe to the channel to be notified when new content is available, and check out the link shown here for more gameplay. Take care.